Hey guys, Coach Grant from the Hockey Lab here with a quick tip on attaching goalie leg pads to skates. And I see problems with this a lot with new goalies, new parents with new goalies. And I just want to give you a quick tip here. So there's a few different options you're going to find on the toe bridge for the toe ties. As you can see, this one is slightly modified. I've added a little loop of skate lace and then the bungee. I originally had all skate lace, but I did this to make it easier for my son to hook up his pads. But the main thing I wanted to look at today is how you attach them to the skates. And I see a lot of parents doing this wrong, mostly when they're doing it for the first time. So if you're lucky, your goalie will have goalie skates, which have a few extra cavities to tie things into. And this is one of the partial benefits to goalie skates, opposed to if you're using a player skate. Obviously you have one hole in here, but ideally you want to do kind of a crisscross pattern with your skates. So you go in both sides in the loop, cross over in the middle, and then come up, and it ties over top of the laces. A lot of the times, even if the goalie has some nice new goalie skates, I see the parents missing this first toe hole and going right to the middle, or maybe they're tying it back here. And sometimes that comes down to preference. Some goalies like to tie it in the back of their skates, which honestly I find is a little weird. Right, so I've gone through the front hole, gone through the middle, back up over the skate lace. This is going to be your best case scenario option. This is how all the pro goalies are doing it. You might have a different bungee setup, right? You might just have the bungee straight into the toe tie here, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with lower level goalies playing without this gap. But what this gap does is that when your goalies skate and pad is flat on the ice, if you don't have this gap, your player's foot is being pulled up by the toe. And this puts a lot of pressure on their ankle, right? So by adding this little buffer here, it allows the skate to still be down flat on the ice, allows the pad to be flat on the ice, creating a nice seal, and it will help your young goalie's ankle stay nice and healthy. The other benefit to this gap, this little buffer here, is when your goalie gets to a higher level and you're wanting to lock in on the posts, it allows a little bit of a gap to be able to lock in on the post to get that RVH nice and tight on that post. Without it, right, your skate is all the way up here, and trying to lock into that post, there's not much of a gap here, and it's really hard to find that lock in. I was working with a young goalie, U13, this last week, and she was just straight bungee to here. And the bungee is all right. The bungee will add some flex so you can kind of get in there, but the problem with the bungee is when you want to push off of the post, the bungee will flex instead of skate lace being a really strong push-off point. So as you can see with one of my sets of pads here, I've just added a couple knots. And usually, rule of thumb is you want to bring it down to the edge of your pad here. That's about the length you want. Some goalies have different preferences. Some like it longer, some like it shorter. But that's a good rule of thumb. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you on the next video.